Dr. J. JC Cooley. That's right. It's the J. Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. J. JC Cooley. All right.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Yeah. Dr. J. JC Cooley. The J. Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and wow, I got a very, very special guest for you. First of all, let me tell you, we're at the 8th African Trade and Investment Conference in Tanzania, and we're having so much fun. Probably one of the best conference that I've ever seen. I mean, it's well put together. The people are great. A lot of dignitaries here, and I got one that's getting ready to come on the air right now. So I'll tell you what, you might want to sit back, grab you about 8-9 bags of popcorn, because this is going to be interesting. And I've been knowing the Queen. Yes, I got Queen Nan here for quite some time. A very, very good friend of mine. It's always a pleasure just being around her. She brings joy and happiness to everybody. So I tell you what, we got the one and only Queen Nan. She's going to give you her full name and title and everything associated with that. So without any further ado, how you doing, Her Royal Highness?
I'm good, thank you.
It's always a pleasure having you on the show. It's always a pleasure chatting with you. And I learn something different every time. We talk. And so we're at this great conference. How are you enjoying it so far?
It's a very good conference.
And it's so many things that they're talking about, especially when it comes to uniting Africa as a whole, all 54 countries, and also international countries that that we can do trade with. So first of all, can you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about you. Um, First of all, give them the complete title of, of your queen, and just tell them a little bit about you, what makes you think, why you're so passionate about all the things that you do, and always out lending a helping.
Thank you very much, viewers, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning into the JC Holy Show. Um, yeah, called Queen Nana Ajua Achekuma the first, and the development Queen Mother from Gomoa Abonku, Gomoa Atic Traditional Council in Central Region of Ghana. We are here in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, for the Africa Trade and Investment Conference 2025. We are passionate about the youth, women, and the communities of Africa. Um, I've got was awarded professional PhD in by the International University of Entrepreneurship, represented by Dr. Pauline Crawford from the USA. And I'm the Goodwill Ambassador for Georgia, Atlanta, USA. Yeah, and I'm very delighted to be on this show and to be in the conference.
Wow. Yeah, so, Your Royal Highness, can you tell our viewers and our listeners, what it's like being a queen of many, many countries, of Queen of Queen Nan? And what what is your vision for bringing all of Africa together to help unite, educate, and understand trade, understand environment, understand mentorship, understand and loving each other?
Yes, I'm very excited about this timing in the world where, for the maybe first time, the mindsets of African people, both in Africa and the diaspora, is they believe that 70% of the solution to the challenges and uh, problems or limitations they are facing can actually be um, attained from Africa. So Africa can solve 70% of its problems. And this is a good uh, thought and good insights or vision. And so Africa Trade and Investment Conference has focused on preparing the mindsets of youth, of women, and of the communities and leadership of Africa. So um, a lot that has happened with all the institutions, the African Union, the United Nations, and many international institutions that have played a big role in helping to reduce the poverty gaps in Africa. But I think this great awakening of where Africans can solve most of the problem is a good beginning and foundation for the attainment of uh, the trade and the business that we are looking at. Personally, as a queen, moreover, a development queen mother, one, a queen, two, a development, and then a mother. Meaning, I have three tasks to champion change in leadership, change in understanding, change in development, and change in motherhood. So when we look across and This we are talking of the black race, the human race that is represented in Africa, Friends of Africa, and all those out there. We are looking at what has triggered some of the global issues that we have, global challenges. So, as a queen, as a mother, I have to think if my child has malaria, what caused this malaria? If the child has seizure, what triggers this seizure? And so this is where we have to go back to the roots. If it is anger, if it is racism, if it is poverty of the mind, poverty of physical, if it is climate change, all these things are triggered from somewhere. Now, the other role that I play is that I'm a modern queen, modern African woman who is also a culture leader. So, from the tradition and culture of Africa, how do we view the global challenges and how do we look at the solutions that can help us uh, tailor make a relevant, you know, solution to the alignment of the development that we are looking at. So these are the tasks that are before me, and I believe that dialogues and platforms like this that are created to trigger conversations can help us get this mindset focused onto the change that we want.
Her Majesty. So, what are some of the traditions that might have been lost uh, in African cultures and traditions and values that you want to bring back and instill and into our future leaders of tomorrow in Africa?
So, coming from the traditional culture of Africa, typical, I'm at the roots of the culture of Africa. We are trying to see democracy has brought us this far. Uh, Renaissance has brought us this far. Civilization has brought us this far. But what does the culture and the traditions have to contribute, or how can they partner or unite with all these other mindsets or understanding of values to push forward the change that we need? So, um, from the traditional perspective, all human race begin from a man and wife, man and woman. And when man and woman, they then give birth to a child. Now, me as a development queen mother, all the children born in Africa are my children, regardless of your age group. So even you that I'm talking to, you're my children. Now I'm thinking, me and my husband, we had these children. One is talented in football, the other one is a genius in computer, this one is a genius in cookery. Everybody, all my children have talents. As children, we used to eat together on the same plate, regardless of whether my one child decided to become is a Muslim, the other one is a Seventh Day Adventist, or regardless of the beliefs, tradition, background, sexuality, or whatever the educational level or illiterate level, all these are my children. And we've been eating together on the same plate.
Your Royal Highness, hold that thought. We're going to take a station break. I tell you, this discussion is so wonderful. We're going to take a station break and come back, and we're going to talk to Queen Nan a lot more. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Check it out. It's Dr. JC Cooley. Hey, let's go. The J. Cooley Show. It's your life. That's right.
really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're master.
The James Cooley Show. It's your life. That's right.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life, and I'm having so much fun interviewing or having a discussion with Queen Nan. And I tell you, if you got some questions that you want right away, all you have to do is go to the comments on the platform that you're watching us on, and ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. Queen Nan, now you were talking about culture and heritage. Can you pick that back up? Some of the things that you would like to bring back to many other African countries that might have been lost uh, because our youth and our young adults they can grow up and technology is changing, and just like you were saying about eating dinner, eating off the plate. I think that's those things need to be brought back or need to be taught. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, so I was illustrating um, the foundation of humanity from the Africa tradition perspective. So we children, my children, and we the parents dine together, play together, joke together, shared stories of our upbringings and everything, happy times together. But the question is, what has changed? What went wrong? And so with the children that we were dining with are talented. Each child, one is an IT specialist, the other is an engineer, footballer, with all these talents. But suddenly, the talents are used either to bring innovations that are adding value to the family and strengthening us, or creating, gaps between us, the parents and the children. So, in a nutshell, what I'm saying is there are cultural values that have been eroded by modernization, by many, many, many factors. However, these values are crucial. They are principles of God, principles that God has long put, in fact, handwritten, you know, that we, nature, must abide by. The trees, the animals, everything, wildlife, domestic, everything that we see breathes and lives because of the breath of the Most High, but also the principle that God has put. So when we go against those principles, when God says, "This day I have put life and death before you," if you choose life, you will live. If you choose another path, then you face the consequences of that path. So this is where the choices that human race is making, the sensitivity of this is where this is the reason we are here to discuss what choices have African leaders made that have put Africa to the situation where it is now. What choices are the youth making? What choices are the women making that have either put them in better places or in wanting places or in needy places? So this is the conversations and thoughts So the tradition has never changed. It is still the same. In fact, the tradition is very rich. Africa tradition is the richest that I know, and it's still there. But what has what choices have our children and next generation made? So we are gathered here in Dar es Salaam to listen to the conversations and guide the policymakers, the decision makers, the leaders, and say, this is where we feel our cultural values are going down the drain. This is where we feel the steps are being lost. So we are here to guide the process because it's no one thing can make a city. All together, we need a bit of everything, but in portions and in right perspective and in right state of mind.
So Barbara in Uganda is she got the same last name as you. Uh, uh, Barbara saying hi, Queen. Yeah. So and she says she is watching from Uganda.
From Uganda.
Yeah. Her Royal Highness, what are some of the things that we need to do in tomorrow, Africa, United States, everybody need to do to help bring the love and compassion, regardless of where you're at, and educate and teach our youth and young adults so that they will have the necessary skill set and abilities to get good jobs, to uh, educate others, to do so many great things that's going to make them productive citizens.
So speaking for Africa as a woman, first I would say we need to solve the causes of migration. That is the first thing. What are the factors that are creating migration? Why are people dying in the Mediterranean Sea? Why do we have young, educated elites going to work in low devalued jobs? You leave the university with a degree and go and become a house girl of somebody. Why is this the situation? So either the education curriculum that we have in Africa needs to be reviewed and revised so that it is made relevant. Because how can a master's holder, a degree holder of an engineer or accounts or whatever, go or social work, why do they go and do odd jobs in whether it's UAE or wherever that they are trying to migrate to? So first, we need to resolve those issues. Secondly, the leadership. We have institutions, we have forums, we have all these provisions that have been made to allow African leaders to solve, to debate, and learn from each other. Peer support themselves to help put in place conducive atmosphere for the youth and women to do what they need to do to survive in their own countries. Then we look at how can we talk about food shortage, food insecurity in Africa that has soil, that does not need fertilizer, that does not even need anything. How can you hear stories of starvation, of people not it is unheard of. How do you hear urbanization? People moving from the rural areas, going to the urban areas. And in the urban areas, they are set for a trap. Then they end up, what are these, why? In this 2025 we are talking about. So we need to address the reality. Our educational curriculum needs to be tailored to the urgent needs of, because what we are using was these are curriculums of 100 years plus ago.
Hold that thought, Your Honor. But we're going to take a station break. Whichever platform that you're watching us on, whether it's E36 Television, Transfer TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Rumble, and over 84 other platforms. welcome to the show. If you want to be part of this great conversation, all you have to do is go to the platform you're watching us on, ask any questions that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Dr. James, JC, Cooley, the James Cooley Show. It's your life.
The future is here.
Now is the time to pursue the greatness in you. Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith meets future. We are a fully accredited, 100% online Christian university. We offer bachelor's degree, master's and doctorate degree programs, built for students like you. Affordable tuitions, 30+ degree programs, 100% online and flexible. Integrating faith with learning. Study from anywhere at your pace. At VCU, we do not just prepare you for a degree. We prepare you for purpose. Discover who you are, grow in faith, and build a future that impacts the world.
Are you ready to start your journey today?
Visit www.viridianchristianuniversity.com.
Apply today and be among the global leaders.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you, this discussion that I'm having with Queen Nan, and she is, talking about some of the things that could bring all African nations together, and not just African nations, but the whole world together as one. And she is discussing right now. We're talking about education, why it's needed, trades, why it's needed. We're talking about platforms, for as building character, for as knowing how to love yourself, knowing how to love yourself first. But education plays a major role in everything that we do. And so I want to pick it back up with that, Your Royal Highness. Yeah, you were saying some of the things that you thought is important that we get back to, and that we continue to mentor and educate our youth and our young adults, because they are future leaders of tomorrow.
Yes, so we need to combine conversations, debates with action, and look at our educational systems, our leadership systems, and look at the real systems that govern nations of Africa. Are they working? Do they need to be reviewed? And then we look at the youth. What is the real cause of unemployment? When we have land, when we have all the natural resources, when we have more graduates in Africa than before, when we have more exposure. I think in this generation, the youth have traveled out of their own countries more than when I was growing up. So, with all the increased technology, more youth have more latest mobile phones than ever before. I remember we used to have landlines, but with the mobile phone assets available, others even have more than one. What is the real reason that there's unemployment? What is the reason that there's more increased disease, increased teenage pregnancy, increased migration, increased all these issues we are talking about? What is the real issue? Now, looking at the Africans in the diaspora, or looking at our friends and partners, because we are looking at trade, investment, and business in Africa, what are the factors that would be conducive to attract investments for youth, for women, and for communities in Africa? At the same time, the investors that we get that come to Africa, what are the motives behind their investments? If the motives are right and they are coming, I mean, we have so many people monthly coming into different countries of Africa to invest in one way or another, or to look for some business or look for something. What are the motives of these investors? And what is the negotiation terms in those agreements between the government and between the investors, or between the partner, the foreign aid partners, whatever the names are? What are these detailed agreements? Are they like the Berlin Agreement that was signed in France? Are they in favor of the investor? Do you have to erode your culture and tradition and wealth, or your birthright as an African, to bring in investment? Must investment come in at the cost of our youth and women? Do you have to displace people because you have to put up one factory? We need to think. But moving forward, while we review the this, the looking at the critical bargaining power of our leadership, because when our brothers and sisters come in from Europe, from wherever, to come and help and invest in Africa, what is our bargaining power? What do we have to offer? Is it self-centered? Is it communal? Are you negotiating for 100 years to come? That when this comes in, it will benefit generations to come, or is it self-centered? So all these are factors that we need to look at. And then we also need to look at the impressions that we've created, whether as international investors or business people or African people in Africa. What impressions do we create when we come? Do we say we have money in our sacks and we are ready to come with cash? Or are we saying we need skills and we have this? Is it an exchange fair trade, as we are saying trade? Do we have anything like a free trade zone in Africa where, you know, there are so many factors that we need to look at? And so, from the tradition and culture, the answer is one. Unity for Africa is crucial. Unity in leadership is crucial. Respect for system. In African tradition, it's like being in the military. If you don't respect military values, you cannot be a soldier. You cannot survive a day because you must follow instruction and respect and know where your boundaries are.
Those are so important. Like you in the military, for example, that you have to understand what your boundaries are. You have to respect others. All of those things are fantastic. So, Her Royal Highness, what are some of the projects that you got going on or create to help solve these issues? I know from an education standpoint, you Rising Stars and working with primarily our 18 and 30 year. Can you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about that?
Yes, so as a development queen mother for Africa and global, or for Ghana, here in Tanzania, uh, got two projects. One is for youth, which is Rising Stars. That is youth between age of 18 to 30 years old. In some countries, they're extending it to 35 years old. Having lived in the United Kingdom, when children are born to the age of 17, they have a robust support system, support network. You have social services, you have doctor, you have the parents, you have education, you have after school programs, you have all these institutions, all supporting the children. Children's safety, children, everything. But once they get to the age of 18 years old, they are put into this aeroplane or roller coaster. I think it's an aeroplane. And then they are released on a parachute. Wherever they fall. Meaning that they are released into a world that is so, that has its own terms and values that the children are not ready because they've been brought up as chicken broilers, very protected. Suddenly, they are released. Now, between 18 to 30 years old, that is a very critical age of a society, community, family, government, or a child or a youth. This is where they make critical decisions that affect a nation, that affect a family or an institution. One, this is the age where they marry, the age where they graduate, the age where they get their first, professional jobs or develop careers. It's a very critical age. So I've come up with a program to support children across the world. We want to look at children in the United States of America, in UK, in Canada, in Europe, across, versus children in Asia and children in Africa. As youth, how can we, what conversations happen when these children meet? What does an engineer from Africa, an engineer from India, an engineer from United States, from Germany, from wherever, when they sit at the same table, what are those conversations? When they share their experience, what is that experience? When they discuss about their discipline, what is that discipline? When they talk about their learning, what is their learning? So this is we are creating an opportunity for youth across of this age group to come and discuss. So that is the Rising Stars. With this, we are looking at their skills, their creativity, their passion, their aspirations, their cultures and traditions, and the voices that they have, plus leadership skills. Because if they are not confident as tomorrow's leaders, they cannot face this world. They need to be nurtured and to be brought out and to be made brave and strong. So we have that robust system with the support of the Viridian Christian University, the International University of Entrepreneurship, and there are more partners and universities in Accra. So this is tailor-made as we are going country per country. In Tanzania here, we are having youth. Yesterday, they already signed up, and these are entrepreneurship youth. They have tried with nothing, and they've already done so much, and all that is left is they are lost. Where next do we go? Nobody has an answer. So we are coming up to give them an opportunity to say, you can make it, we can guide you. And so, in summary, when you join this initiative, under the Nana Adwa Foundation, which is my foundation, when you join this Rising Stars, the first thing is you must have a dream or a project. Don't worry whether it is a big one or a small one, or it makes sense to you or doesn't make sense. As long as it's an idea in your mind, we want you to come forth, register on our program. When you register, the Viridian Christian University, International University of Entrepreneurship, and many other experts from Australia are all lined up. And we are doing the pilot in Ghana. So youth from Europe, from United States, from Australia, from Canada will come to Ghana. And when they come, they will get exposure. You see, they will have this conversation. They will view Africa. They will see things live, experience, not just on TikTok and whatever. No, you will have that independent view, making their decisions about Africa, about and they can innovate. There are small things in Europe which mean big. Even the clothes that you're wearing now, as you're listening to me talking, the shoes, everything that you're wearing right now. If tomorrow you choose to drop it in the bin, we say bring it, put it capital, big, huge capital investment for a person in Africa. So there is a lot that the two can share. My son wants to put up a factory that manufactures lithium batteries. He's in the UK. Now, he has already just on Zoom talks to a youth here in Tanzania, a youth in Namibia, and a youth in India and Zambia. And they've told him that we have the concession. The other one said we have the license. These are 18, 19-year-old children. But already they have a solution but don't have the finance. Right now, as I'm speaking, they are working on a business plan. So when you graduate, by the time you graduate, that is the day you receive your certificate from the Viridian Christian University or from the International University of Entrepreneurship or from all these institutions combined. That day when they hand over the certificate to you in your gown, that is the day that we cut the ribbon of your business, meaning we are launching your business or your project on that day. So this is the program that we are
launching that on
bringing
that
up.
day. Real quickly, we got about 3 minutes left. What are three takeaways, and plus your Royal Highness, we are looking forward to working with Brigham Christian University. What are three takeaways that you want our viewers and our listeners? I see we got a lot of people watching that to take away from this great discussion that we have.
Yeah, so the three things are: one, protect your mind. Don't be stressed, depressed, isolated. Uh, don't deny yourself the opportunity. Sorry, and do not look down on yourself. There is no situation you're going through right now that has not been in history. There is nothing that you're going through that people have not gone through. Number two, there is a solution to every problem, and this solution can be done collectively. We are here, we are ready to listen to you, to partner with you, to work with you, to think it through with you. No matter what the situation is, don't give up on your life, don't give up on your dream, don't give up on your start, don't give up on your business. What you're going through now is temporal. What is ahead of you is bigger. The third thing is that Africa needs you, you need Africa. Protect Africa, celebrate Africa, and love your roots. And as I live, love your roots, love your origin, be proud of who you are because you are the only ambassador of your father and mother. There is no other. So Africa loves you, and I love you, and I'm a mother to you if you don't have one.
Your Royal Highness, thank you so much for taking the time out your busy schedule because I know how busy it is, and I see you at pretty much all the events here. So thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show. You know you got a standard invitation anytime. You already know that. So
And lastly, I wanted to say, sorry, I forgot to mention that for those in the diaspora, US, Australia, Europe, UK, wherever, you're welcome to Ghana, my kingdom, Gomoa Abonku, and we are ready to give you citizenship, your retirement homes, and everything. Let's work together and celebrate the next phase of your life in happiness, in sunshine, in Africa.
well, Your Royal Highness, somebody said what you just said. I want you to see it, and we're going to get that person a shout out if I can find it. Well, I can't find it. But anyway, a great discussion. Thank you so much. As you see, I'm going to be blasting this to the world again, and the Queen is always invited back. So I always leave you with a parting note. Always, always, always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll be back tomorrow, same time. same place. It's your life. We'll see you then.